Well, I did say I was gonna do it, so all right. We got the shoe, we got the water, but I don't drink alcohol, lads. All right, no, I don't. Sorry, I'm not an alcohol guy. All right, we got the water pouring in the shoe. Oh Jesus, I'm already making a mess. All right, I don't know if you guys can see it, but oh God, don't make a mess. Oh, I'm making a mess. Hold that. All right, we're good. Everyone good? Too much dirt in here, man. Jesus. Well, that was a failed shoey attempt. I'm sorry, lads. I'm sorry. All right, I'm not usually good at that kind of stuff. Oh, okay. While I clean my desk. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Oh, what a race! Wow. Man, I feel bad. I should have just chugged it down. I'm sorry, guys. I should have just chugged it down. That's my fault. I don't even think that counts. I tried it, but there's a lot of dirt in there, and I could taste the dirt in my mouth, and it was just like pieces of grass and crap. Like, I'm probably gonna get sick now. Great. All right. So last time Lewis and Max had an incident, I made a video on it. A lot of you guys watched and supported. This time we're gonna do it again. We're gonna go through the same kind of philosophy, but we also have the added addition of Daniel Ricciardo and Jesus. How does he do that? God. Hopefully his shoe is clean. Hopefully his shoe is cleaner. Like, I can taste dirt particles in my throat. It's disgusting. But yeah, McLaren got a 1-2. It was a eventful race. I wouldn't say a fantastic race because for some reason I always thought Monza was a track where you really can pass, but everyone kind of was like the same speed. And, you know, everyone knew you needed that straight line speed. And between the McLaren, the Mercedes, and the Red Bull, once one got behind the other, you just couldn't do anything. And hopefully that, again, will be fixed with next year's new F1 car, with the, you know, you can clean up dirty air a little bit. But it created an incredible race because it created Ricciardo getting in front of Verstappen having to, you know, try to do the undercut, and then Verstappen gets a terrible pit stop. Lewis Hamilton gets a pretty slow pit stop as well. They decide to come out together, and they make contact. The first time we made a video on this stuff was at Silverstone when Hamilton completely wiped out Verstappen. I think that was very clear. Verstappen took the normal line that you're supposed to take, and Hamilton missed the apex and obliterated Verstappen into the wall at 180 miles per hour. This one is a little bit more complicated. One thing I will say right off the bat, guys, I thoroughly enjoy how passionate F1 fans are, because if you go on to Twitter or any social media website, it's just like split down the middle. Like, you have Verstappen versus Hamilton, you have Mercedes versus Red Bull, and the fans are going at it, but it's like just dead down the middle, like 100%. Even like the likes to certain things, to other things, all the same. But there's a lot of frustration, but that's why F1 is so great. This is why F1 is growing in America, and I'm so happy to see that. I've been watching F1 for a while now. I don't remember exactly when I started, but it's been, I think, maybe a little less than a decade, probably around the 8-year mark is how long I've been watching. I think I started watching around, you know, maybe 2013, I think. And then like 2014 is the real first season I started watching, so yeah, that's how long I've been watching F1, and it's nice to see it growing in America. Now remember, with F1, I cannot show any videos or clips of the incident. You know, the FIA and Formula One media, all their stuff, they are very strict on the rights. I can't even show it for like 2 seconds. I cannot do that. So we're gonna hop on, you know, Twitter, Instagram here, try to find some photos of the incident, and then we'll break it down just like we did the Silverstone incident. Okay, so how did we get to this point right here? And we'll see. This is what I was talking about. What the hell is Max doing? Hamilton didn't leave the space. It's like the equal amount of likes. Good old Jens Voigt right here, legendary cyclist. Fraud Milton at fault. Yeah. There's a lot of issues here. I do want to note this rear tire did end up actually hitting Lewis Hamilton on the head. It was not spinning, which is a good thing. But that is something maybe the FIA might want to look at. This is a very weird incident where the car just catapulted on top of the car, or the other car. But it's a little bit frightening that you did see the rear tire hit the top of Lewis Hamilton's head. They put it in slow motion. You can genuinely see the tire hit Hamilton's head. Luckily, again, the tire was not spinning. I don't know what would have happened if the tire was spinning. The halo did its job. It's just that that the top of the head, like somehow this crash managed to find the one spot where the halo doesn't protect, and that's like if something dropped on top of you, which in Formula 1 does not usually happen, and you're not expecting a tire to drop on the top of your head, and that is what happened. So it went through the top here of the cockpit area and hit Hamilton in the head. So luckily Hamilton's okay. I wonder, I haven't seen his comments. I'd like to know if he felt that. I would assume if something hits you on the top of the head, you'd probably feel it. So it looked pretty, you know, I don't know. What does it feel like to have a Formula 1 tire drop on your head? But yeah, here they are, turn 1 and 2, the chicane at Monza. And how did it happen? Well, I don't really have a good shot here. I might have to do some more researching because I wanna get the shot of Lewis and Max when they were entering the corner. Here's the picture of the tire on Hamilton's head. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he felt that. Yeah, his head's tilted down. So yeah, thank God for the halo. Definitely saved his life. Yeah, that's a big thing right there. Well, this is a video, but I'll try to go through it if I can. So this doesn't really show the entrance into 1, but you can see Lewis and Max are definitely side by side. Max is already, his left side tires are already off the track. Lewis is still pushing him off. You can see the amount of room that Lewis is giving him is pretty much nothing. Max, half of his car is now off the racing line, like completely, and he's fully side by side. Now, I do want to note that on lap 1, there was a very similar incident, but reversed. Max was on the inside, Lewis was on the outside, heading into turns 3 and 4, or turn 4 and 5, and Max shoved Lewis off the track. They were wheel by wheel, or wheel to wheel, and Max shoved Lewis off the track. Lewis went over the curbs, lost the spot to Lando Norris. So it goes both ways. This is Lewis coming out of the pit lane, and he's trying to make sure he has to stay in front of Verstappen. And well, this is essentially what happened in turns 4 and 5, but mirrored into the first turn chicane with Lewis on cold tires as well. And it's exactly the same thing. The one difference is Max did not turn to the left to go over the curbs. He was gonna, you know, keep his spot and try to make the corner. And yeah, I mean, then Max's left sides hit the curb, which is right there. You could see the amount of space that Lewis is leaving is literally 0. I mean, Lewis's left sides are near the white line, so you know, and are you entitled to that? They were wheel to wheel, so it's kind of the same incident that happened in turn 4. And then Max, because he's not backing out of it, he goes over the curb, and I think he probably thought that he would just wheel bang Hamilton off the track, but because his car was hopping over the curb, the rear tire for Max then launched his car into the air, and yeah, that's how they got collected. That's a pretty crazy screenshot right there. Wow. Now, who is to blame? And I'm gonna say this like I said before. In racing, there is always blame. You can say it's a racing incident, which this is, just like it was at Silverstone. Racing incidents. A racing incident does not mean that there is no blame to be apportioned. That's what always frustrates me when people talk about racing. They just use the excuse of, yeah, it's a racing incident, who cares, right? That's not how this works. If it's an incident, there's always blame to be apportioned. An accident results in someone doing something wrong to cause the said accident, whether it be one person, 2 people, whatever. That is just how it is. So in this case, it's the same thing that happened on lap 1. Lewis decided to go onto the curb. This time, Max did not go onto the curb. Both of them don't give each other space. They got away with it on lap 1. They didn't get away with it when Hamilton was coming out of the stop. So in my opinion, I'm putting the blame exactly 50-50. And it's mainly because, 1, Lewis did not give Verstappen amount of space. Verstappen did not back out of it. They're both going for the same spot. You have the, and this would not happen if they were not championship rivals. If they were fighting for 8th and 9th, and Verstappen was in a, I don't know, an Aston Martin, and Hamilton was in a, I don't know, like a, Hamilton was in an Alpine car, right? They were not battling for a championship. They would give each other more room. But the fact of the matter is, you're fighting for a world championship, and you're not going to give your rival space. These two respect each other. There is no bad blood. It's not like the Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg kind of bad blood. It's not that. They both know they are the two best drivers in the world. It's just that simple. They know that they're the best. They're going at each other for a world championship. And the thing is now, it's becoming both of their faults. They are not giving each other room no matter what. No matter what lap it is, what race it is. These two are always thinking, I'm going to run him off the track. I'm going to run him off the track. I'm going to run that guy off the track. I'm not going to give him room. I'm going to force him to give me the spot. But what they're not realizing is when you're battling for a world championship, no one is ever going to give up the spot. So you have to give each other room. And these two are not doing it. And until one does, I mean, it's just going to keep happening. And honestly, I don't see it changing. Every point matters in the end. Today was a net gain for Red Bull and for Max Verstappen because this was a racetrack and a race where they were expecting to lose points. In the end, they didn't. In the sprint race, Hamilton gets a terrible start. Verstappen gets 2 points. In the race, they both crash out. Net gain of 2 points for Verstappen in a race where we were all expecting Hamilton to finish ahead and or most likely win the Monza Grand Prix with the way the Mercedes was lined up. When we go to Singapore, when we go to Brazil, when we go to tracks like that later on in the season, that's a Red Bull kind of track. That's not going to be a Mercedes type of track. Oh, wait, no, Singapore got canceled, didn't it? Oh, man, that sucks. But in the end, there are tracks for Red Bull, there are tracks for Mercedes. This was a track for Mercedes, and it didn't work out. It works both ways. Valtteri Bottas completely obliterated Verstappen at Hungary, and, you know, a lot of points were lost there. You have Hamilton completely taking out Verstappen at Silverstone, and a lot of points were lost there. If you guys remember, if Verstappen didn't have those two incidents involving the Mercedes guys, he would still be around 40 points clear of Lewis Hamilton. It's a championship battle because of what happened in those two races between, Hamilton and Verstappen at Silverstone, and then Valtteri Bottas doing an incredible team job for Mercedes and wiping out both Red Bulls. That's why we have a championship battle at the moment. And now, because I think Lewis knows that Verstappen is probably in the better car at the majority of tracks, and right now is on incredible form, Lewis is being pressured into driving really hard. Last time we saw this was with Nico Rosberg. And again, against Nico Rosberg, Lewis made mistakes because Rosberg was able to push him hard, and there was bad blood there, and they were just not giving each other space. This is the same deal. When you push Hamilton, he does end up making a few mistakes. And I wouldn't say this is a mistake on Hamilton. Like I said, it's 50-50. It's just that these two got to give each other room. At some point, they have to give each other room, or this will keep happening, because they will keep racing each other. The cars are so equal and the driver talent is so equal that they qualify first, second at Sochi, or they qualify first or second at Brazil, or whatever other racetracks are on the schedule coming up. They're gonna have fights in a turn one. They're gonna have battles, and we don't want to constantly see them crash because they're kind of both too stubborn. So we'll see. They're fighting for a championship. It is a quote-unquote racing incident, but I would say blame this 50-50 on this one. In the end, sorry, I'm still feeling the stupid ass. I'm gonna get sick now. Watch. But in the end, this is exactly what F1 needs, exactly what F1 wants. They want their two superstar drivers going at it. They want them fighting. They want them racing, and that's what they're doing. Now, luckily, Lewis Hamilton did not get hurt today. Again, F1 fans are very weird. I see a ton of blame on Verstappen for almost killing Hamilton. I'm just like, what? It's the same thing for Silverstone. It's like, yelling at Hamilton saying he could have killed Verstappen. It's like, this is racing. You portion the blame and you move on, and that's how it is. But F1 fans are very just like aggressive. It's a little bit scary, all right? Because you guys are kind of weird about it too. No offense. I'm a NASCAR guy, so I understand gimmicks and that stupid nonsense that we do over here in America. Trust me, I don't like it. I'm very much liking what F1's doing, but the fan base is a little bit toxic, and I thought NASCAR fans were toxic. Like, what I'm seeing in Formula 1, it's toxic. But what is not toxic is the McLaren 1-2. I'm so happy for that. It was a great race. Not a lot of overtaking, but that's because, I gotta wait for the new car. It is what it is. But, yeah, great race. Head to Sochi in 2 weeks' time. And then I actually don't know a lot of the schedule or a lot of the tracks that are remaining. I know there's a track that apparently that's in Qatar that hasn't even been made yet. That's going to be like the second and final race of the season. That's a little bit weird. Abu Dhabi at the end of the season. You still have Brazil, but I don't know the tracks in between that are still left. So I don't know exactly what's a Red Bull track versus what's a Mercedes track. But I think we can all agree that this is going to go down in the final race. These two are just not going to give each other room. It's going to be very exciting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below. All that. What was your opinion on this? You know, whose fault was it? Apportion blame. Do not give me the racing incident and just say it's a racing incident and use that as an excuse. You can say it's a racing incident, but there is blame. I put it 50-50, like literally straight down the middle. I thought both of them were at fault. And we'll see how it goes. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to, I don't know, like use a lot of Listerine right now. I need to clear my throat. Peace out.